if we just met and I ask you, who are you? How would you answer me? Would you tell me that you're a business owner or a project manager? And if you did, that would let me know something about the roles in your personal life. You might tell me you're a mother or a father or a brother or a sister, and that would tell me the really important role in your family life. Maybe you'd say you're a grandma like me, because if you are, you know true joy. You might also tell me a little bit about your friends. What's important to you in friendship? You might tell me about fun, how you like to have fun. You might even tell me a little bit about your faith. And after we got to know each other for a little while, we might have a discussion about finances. We might even have a discussion about your fitness path. Well, if you did tell me all those things, what you would have done is to tell me something important about you in each of the 7 key areas of your life. These areas are critical because they determine who we are and how we're going to live our life. And when we blend them together, when we create balance and harmony among them, then we begin to live the life that we were meant to live, the life that we deserve. That's one with fulfilled and joyful. But there's a big problem. Most of the time, we only live in 2 or 3 of those areas. And we forget about all the rest. We just focus on those. And we have stories we tell ourselves. I'm starting my business. I have to focus on my business. I have to make money. I have to bring in more revenue. I can't worry about the other things in my life. Or maybe the story you tell yourself is, I know what I want to do with my life. I know how I want to make a difference. I know what my career should be. But I'm raising a family right now. And I don't have time or energy for anything else. Everything else will have to wait. Well, when we do that, the result is that we risk failure. We add stress and anxiety to our lives because all of the areas work together. And each of them creates a ripple effect on the others. And when we don't pay attention to the other areas, when we focus solely on what's going on, the risk is just too great. So what I want to talk to you about today is how you can live that wonderful life, because the ripple effect will either create the wonderful life or it will make life so difficult it's almost unbearable. So when we go for the wonderful life, what we want to do is ensure that everything is in balance and that we are on a journey of leadership. And what that means is leadership in your home, leadership in your family, leadership in your work, leadership in your community. And the way that we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes is a roadmap to take you down that path. So this is also transformational because your life will change. And so let's go on that transformational journey and find out how great things can really be. Now, I'm going to start, though, by telling you a little bit about what happened to me when I lost focus in too many areas. I thought I had a great life. I loved it. I just loved it. I was working for an amazing company. I had incredible people around me. They cared about each other, and they cared about quality. And for me, I worked up that corporate ladder, higher and higher, doing more and more. I was traveling around the world. I was going places I never thought I could go. And I'll be honest, my financial rewards, they were more than I could have ever dreamed of. I thought I was so special, so successful, professionally and financially. Well, then I woke up one morning and I realized that's all I was. It was just work. The rest of my life was falling apart. Now, my family, we were still together. We were still working through things, but it wasn't like it used to be. We didn't have fun with each other anymore. And we were growing further and further apart. The travel then felt like drudgery, right? It wasn't exciting anymore. It was tough and draining. My physical health, it was in such bad shape. I didn't have time to plan the food I should eat. Traveling adds a lot onto that too. And I didn't have time to exercise. I gained over 100 pounds. I didn't know how I was going to make it through some days in the condition I was in. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I just knew there was a better life. I just knew I had to do something differently. What I want to share with you is we have an inner CEO that when we ignite that spark, we can become the CEO of our life, all of the areas of it. I wish I knew that when I was so scared and in so much trouble. The most important thing is that we recognize that we have the ability to control our lives in a wonderful, meaningful way. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit on the end about how my journey turned out, because it started really tough. But what I want you to realize is that this journey that we're going to go on together for a few minutes, it is amazing. It is challenging, but it is so worthwhile. So let's talk about, maybe just for a minute, because I want you to relate to a few things. Maybe you'll share some of the things that I felt, but now what other people feel too. So I'm going to give you some statistics. I went to an amazing event. The people were incredible. They were wonderful. They cared about themselves and they cared about others. And they were a lot like you, I'm sure. They wanted to live their life by design, not by default. And then they took a poll in the room. And I'm going to share some of the statistics, because I was really surprised. 60% of them were struggling with health and fitness. 51% had money problems and worried about them every single day. 25% had lost their connections with their spouse. 20% hated their jobs. They were just hanging on until retirement time. 28% had turned away from their faith. 27% endured toxic relationships. 60% struggled with anxiety, and 32% felt lost and without purpose. I will tell you, in that huge room, every one of us had something on that list that needed to be better, and that may be true in your life. You may be at a point where when you think about all those areas of your life and the things that have gone wrong with other people, you might want to do a little bit more rebalancing than you've done before. You might create a little bit more harmony than before. Or if you've already been working on it, you might just want to fine-tune it. So let's talk about what that means. Balance does not mean equality, right? So realize that you're not trying to be equal in all the areas. You're trying to create synergy. You're trying to find the middle ground. The point is, you're not ignoring any one of those 7. So the best way to start, I'm going to give you 3 tips. The best way to start doing that is to really figure out that first question that I ask you. Who are you? That means understanding why you're here. What's important to you? What is it that makes your heart sing? What is it that when you get up in the morning, you're excited to do? That's how you find your purpose. And from that, you create your vision, the vision of what life could be and should be, and how you'll make a difference in the lives of others while you make a difference in your own life. And the third part of that one is values. Knowing your core values. Figure them out, write them down, share them with others, and live them. Use your purpose, your vision, and your values in every decision you make in your life. If you take your decisions back to those 3 things, you'll be on the path to that great life. The second part of it, and I think that being a key to that is create a vision that inspires you, because inspiration is what will help you get through this and make the biggest difference. The second part is, where are you? This is a tough one. This requires a lot of honesty, a lot of deep thought, and actually it's pretty good to bring someone in that cares about you to ask them where they think you are. Get their perspective, because a lot of times an outside perspective is what gives you clarity. Make sure, though, it's someone that you trust, someone that supports you, and someone that believes in you. So the key to that second step of where are you is honesty, reality, so that you know where to go from there. The third step is figure out where you're going. What do you want to do? How are you going to make this happen? That's about learning to be a goal setter and a goal achiever. I don't know about any of you, but I've set a lot of goals I haven't achieved through the years. Now, I look at that goal and I say, I'm going to do it, and I pick the steps that I have to take, and I have 3 every day. So I have a quarterly goal, I have monthly goals, I have weekly goals, and I have daily goals. 3 activities every day that have to get done before I go to bed. Been a lot of 2 a.m. mornings, but I'm getting better and better at it. But if you will do that, you will not only set the goals, you will achieve the goals. And so the key to this, the success key for this one, is to make sure that you are always setting SMART goals and concentrating on achieving them. So I told you before that I would let you know how my journey turned out. I'm telling you, it was challenging. It was tough because I didn't have the roadmap I have now. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing all of that with you. But now in my life, I have celebrated more than 50 anniversaries with the love of my life. He is my best friend and he is my cheerleader. We both figured out individually what our purposes were, and we created businesses that allow us to do what we were meant to do with the people that we were meant to support and help. We are financially free. We can travel, and I don't have to work when I travel. We can travel, we can spend time with friends. We can give back to the causes that we care about, both financially and with our time. And for me, I work on the things that are the hardest. I'm still working on them. I've almost gotten rid of all of the 100 pounds that I gained. I'm eating healthy. I'm resting every day and relaxing and exercising. This is what I want for you too. This is what will bring the life to you that you want, the one filled with joy and fulfillment, and the one where you make a difference in the world. It's as easy as living in all 7 areas of your life, thinking about them when you need to think about them, acting on them when you need to act on them, but not ever leaving one of those 7 areas out of your life. You can do it. I want it for you, and let's make it happen.